When you're looking for KitchenAid innovation and quality, who has the answers, the selection, the price? Ventura TV Appliance. With billions in nationwide appliance buying power, more than Home Depot and Best Buy combined, we'll help you save. Our low prices on ENERGY STAR qualified KitchenAid appliances save you energy and money and pay no interest on select models when paid in full within 12 months. Ventura TV Appliance, serving you since 1951.
Hi, I'm John Mallows. Welcome to this live edition of Connect with Me on the showroom floor at Ventura TV on this day. Today we're talking about the world of sports. That's right, my friends. We're talking soccer and the Fuego opening up on Friday night at Chancey Park. 436 MeTV option 11. We'll talk about that and maybe a little bit at the top about Ted Cruz bailing out. Back in a moment. After this from McHenry Protective Services.
After God created the world, He made man and woman. Then, to keep the whole thing from collapsing, He invented humor.
Sub, a perfect reason to rejoice. A distinctly positioned channel in the crowded Hindi general entertainment channel space. It is India's only family comedy entertainment channel with a core brand promise of असली मजा सबके साथ आता है.
देख रहा हूँ.
Which means celebrate the joy of being together. Taking humor as a universal language, the shows on Sub are light-hearted and make up for an enjoyable family viewing experience. Indeed.
असली मजाक सबके साथ आता है.
अब तो सबको पता है यार.
Sub TV is now on digital channel 31.8.
When you like Ventura TV Appliance on Facebook, it's nice. But when you love the Frigidaire Gallery appliances we deliver, it's even better. Our website is cool, and it's a good place to start. But you really should touch the merchandise before you buy. Time for that upgrade to an ENERGY STAR qualified French door Frigidaire Gallery refrigerator. Quality appliances for the way you live. Get the best selection, price, and service in town without waiting. Come in to Ventura TV Appliance and touch the merchandise.
And of course, we're back here on the program on Connect with Me on MeTV Fresno. Today, the world of sports. We're talking about the Fuego opening up their season in Chancey Park on Friday, and so they have a lot of tickets sold so far, so we'll talk to our two main guests today, 436 MeTV option 11. But first, time to talk a little bit about what's coming up for tomorrow's program and on Friday. So tomorrow is Thursday, and we're going to have in Henry Perea. He is running for mayor of Fresno, and so he is a current sitting Fresno County Supervisor. He'll talk about the stadium, he'll talk about other issues here in the Central Valley and how to get Fresno back on track financially from a fiscal standpoint. He'll talk about that. And on Friday, another man who wants your vote for the mayorship of Fresno is Doug Vagum. He will be here as well. Remember a couple of weeks back, they had that big debate on Channel 24, and all the candidates were there. All four main candidates were there, including Perea and Doug Vagum. So you'll have your chance to question them at 436 MeTV option 11. And then another very interesting program. We'll talk to you more about that tomorrow coming up on Monday. But first, I want to talk about last night's election, and that was, well, in Indiana. They held the primary there. It was Donald Trump all the way, sweeping to victory every single delegate. And it meant that Ted Cruz walked up to the podium after it was all over last night, and he threw in the towel, surprisingly, and much to the dismay of his supporters. Here is Ted Cruz, who is now out of the race.
From the beginning, I've said that I would continue on as long as there was a viable path to victory. Tonight, I'm sorry to say, it appears that path has been foreclosed. Together, we left it all on the field in Indiana. We gave it everything we've got. But the voters chose another path. And so, with a heavy heart, but with boundless optimism for the long-term future of our nation, we are suspending our campaign. But hear me now. I am not suspending our fight for liberty. I am not suspending our fight to defend the Constitution, to defend the Judeo-Christian values that built America. Our movement will continue. And I give you my word that I will continue this fight with all of my strength and all of my ability.
And so that was Ted Cruz last night throwing in the towel. Donald Trump holding a victory party in Indiana. He swept his way to victory, and so now it's on to California, but he is now the presumptive nominee on the Republican side. On the Democratic side, of course, Bernie Sanders winning, beating Hillary Clinton in Indiana, and he vows to take his fight all the way to the convention in Philadelphia in July, and so we'll see what happens there. Many thought that the Republican race would be a contested convention, of course, in Cleveland. Now, as it turns out, Bernie not throwing in the towel, not giving up. He's going all the way to Philly, and he's going to contest some of those super delegates and see how far he can get in overtaking Hillary Clinton. Now, the main focus of our program is the world of sports today, now that we kind of wrapped up the political end of this. And so let's talk about the Fresno Fuego. They open up their season on Friday at Chancey Park against Burlingame. The game starts at 7:30. Tickets are still available if you wish. This will be the 14th season for the Fuego in the city of Fresno, the 10th season playing at Chancey Park. Recently, they played the Cosmos. Here's a little bit of action from that game and maybe a little bit of what you might see on Friday night from the world of soccer, my friends, here in Fresno. Live in our studio now is first-year head coach Sean Lanigan of the Fresno Fuego. He is here to talk about his team. He's here to talk about Friday night and the season coming up. They play 14 games, 7 of which are at home. As a matter of fact, in the month of May, they play quite a few games at Chancey Park. We'll talk about that, and we'll get the logo off there and come back to me. And yes, I'm John Malos, your host of Connect With Me. For the next hour or so here, we're down to 50 minutes now. We're talking Fresno Fuego. If you're interested in soccer, 250 million people around the world play soccer in 200-plus countries around the world as well. 436-MeTV, option 11. Back in a moment after this from McHenry Protective Services.
Frigidaire. We introduced the first home freezer, the first pulsator agitator washer, and now we introduce the Frigidaire Orbit Clean dishwasher, designed with a unique wash arm that gives you 4 times more water coverage for a consistently better clean. Frigidaire, over 90 years of legendary innovation.
See the full line of Frigidaire appliances at Ventura TV Electronics and Appliances.
It's
It's no wonder why the city of Fresno and so many Valley businesses choose McHenry Protective and Investigative Services. With over 50 years of experience in public safety and security, McHenry's team of experts will safeguard you, your commercial property, and your next big event. Professional service, marked patrol vehicles, 24-hour dispatch, and friendly, observant, and responsive armed and unarmed guards are just a few of the reasons you should contact McHenry at 559-478-7747 or visit them online at mchenryprotection.com. You know, like it or not, accept it or not, but it seems like soccer is the #1 sport around the world. Many of us here in this country think it's football, you know, traditional football, the NFL, maybe baseball. The NBA is very popular right now, especially since, you know, the Golden State Warriors are defending NBA champions with Steph Curry, who's on the bench. He's hurt. But it is soccer around the world. If you go to Europe, if you go to Central or South America, especially Brazil, soccer is so huge there. And you know what happened in England just the other day, Sean, right? With that team winning?
Leicester City?
Yeah.
Winning the first
winning their
EPL.
first. And they were one of the worst teams in the history of soccer. And 1 year later, they're like champions. Like, how did that happen?
I think they believe in themselves. You know, they have the same players coming in. I think the coaching staff got them well prepared for the season. They had a great start. And they just started believing, you know, wins are contagious. So as they kept going through the season, you know, they believed in themselves and believed in what they can do. And they had a little luck at the end with Chelsea tying.
These were a bunch of rejected players, too, from other teams, from what I read.
They're still in the EPL, which is still the...
Pardon me?
They're still in the English Premier League, the EPL, which
right.
I don't care if you're rejected or not. I'd take any of those players anytime.
Yeah, I'm sure that you would, but I'm saying other teams rejected some of those players. They ended up on one of the worst teams a year ago, and now how they rose to the top, I have no idea. It's an amazing story. It would be equivalent to like a minor league baseball team here winning the World Series.
Correct. It's kind of a, you know, it's flashback of the 1980 hockey team that beat Russia.
Right.
You know, it's definitely one of the higher Cinderella teams in all of sports history.
Yeah.
But every closed door at a higher club, you know, opened up new doors for this team and these players, and they embraced it. And they showed that they're not, you know, rejected players. They're still very high caliber players. And they just, you know, it takes a little bit of belief, and it takes a coaching system to put it in there. And you can accomplish anything, you know, as a team.
Right. We can roll a videotape here as we're talking, and we'll talk about some of your exhibition matches here a little bit, but how do you instill that confidence in your players as a coach? I don't know how you do it. What's your formula? Every coach has a different theory, no matter what sport it is, whether it's football, baseball, basketball, hockey. What's the formula for a coach instilling confidence in their players?
It goes with every day at practice, really. I mean, the players and my coaching staff, we know what we can accomplish. The media, outside lookers, people who watch the games, they don't know the daily ins and outs of what we're accomplishing every day. Now, every sporting event, as you know, some games you win, some games you lose. But as you keep winning, it becomes contagious. You know, going through the easy parts of winning is you know, everything's very nice, very easy. But when you start to lose a game or two, or people start questioning about players' situations or personnel, you know, we as a team stick together, and our still is we don't listen to the outside. We don't listen to friends. We don't listen to fans. You know, as far as our strategy, you know, knowing what we believe in, we have a particular game plan going into the season. How do we attack every game? I believe the players believe in that, the coaches believe in that. We're all on the same page. We'll accomplish many great things this year.
Okay, so you guys play in the Fuego plays in the Premier Development League. What is that?
It's the highest level of amateur league here in the United States. So there's 3 different pro leagues. The MLS is obviously the top Premier League here.
There's also the USL.
Well, you have the NASL, which is our second division. That's where the Cosmos they play into. Then USL is just above us.
Okay.
And, you know, then you have the PDL. So PDL is mostly designed for a feeder system into a pro club like you have in Europe and you have in, you know, South America.
And so it's equivalent to comparing the Grizzlies to Major League Baseball.
That's correct.
It's like a feeder system.
It's a feeder system in. So right now the Fuego is not affiliated with a pro team yet. We're in the talks of several different professional teams to be affiliated, like the Burlington Dragons. It's their affiliation is the San Jose Earthquakes. So
Okay.
the San Jose Earthquakes has their academy system, which is the young players. They have this is their U23 team, so they'll send their academy players and players that aren't quite good enough to make the Earthquakes down to this U23 team to develop them, and hopefully one day sign a pro contract with San Jose Earthquakes.
So as a member of this Premier Development League, you as the coach, are you teaching these players, as we roll some more videotape, we can take a look, are you teaching the fundamentals of soccer? Are you teaching strategy? What are you teaching at this level?
I mean, fundamentals is every day. Any professional team, even with DC United back home, I'm sure with any MLS team, fundamentals and functional training is part of everyday training.
Even with experienced players?
Even with experienced players, yeah. You go
You
overseas.
still have to teach fundamentals.
I wouldn't teach it, but you have to train it.
Train it.
You have to train it. You have to.
What's the difference between?
Teaching is actually showing how to break down, how to do a 1v1 move, the individual movement. Training is providing an environment where you're just getting the repetitions at the move or the pass or the serve, whatever you're trying to get out of the heading part of it. It's just getting repetitions so you become more familiar with it and your body does it naturally instead of having to think about the technique to do it.
So you as coach, your job is to teach, not teach, but go over what the fundamentals are and do the repetition over and over and over again. It's kind of like, you know, Tiger Woods out on the practice range, you know, hitting that 9-iron over and over and over again. It's not that he doesn't know the fundamentals. It's, what is it, muscle memory? I don't know.
Muscle memory. It really is muscle memory. It's perfection. You know, if you want to perfect what you do on the field, you have to perfect it in practice. So, example for a corner kick. You know, we've been practicing.
There's a corner kick right there, right?
There you go.
There you go.
Yes.
Speaking of which,
we're putting a ball in a 2-yard box in a corner kick. So in order to do that, a player has to hit.
Hang on, caller.
40, 50 balls, and we'll put a 2-foot net, and say, you know, for 45 yards away, serve the ball, hit it in this 2-foot net. So we know we're going to attack that particular spot on a particular corner kick. So he has to be able to
practice that like 40, 50 times?
Correct. Well, if you want to get, you know, think about 45 yards and throwing like a quarterback in NFL throwing a football to a receiver, and you're hitting it down the road on the run, you have to hit it, you know, exactly, or throw it exactly where the person can catch it. Same thing with a corner kick or a soccer player here. You have to put it to a space where we know we're going to attack and be there, and then it's the timing of the striker coming in. But the repetition has to be perfected in practice.
All right. Caller, go ahead. You're on the air.
Sean, let me ask you a couple of questions here. Where do you recruit? Where do you do your recruiting? I know years ago that a lot of them got them from Fresno Pacific. They had some good ball players. But it takes a coaching staff like yours where, you know, actually when they come already with you, they should already know the fundamentals and whatnot. Your job is to kind of pick the ones who can make it, who can't, and push them, you know. The other thing is, too, they have to get along with one another. You know, their personality is very important. But of what I've seen with the team, you know, they're great. I think they are, you know.
Thank you.
You know, you'll get up to the point where, you know, hey, the players are going to be wanting to come to, you know, the Fuego team. I mean, that's a big name anyway around here in the Valley. But you need to get advertising so you can get more people in the stands, you know. And you have a good, you know, good rapport with that. But somehow someone has to manage it where, you know, you don't want to get one quarter or half of a stadium full where you need to be. There's competition too, you know, in baseball. But how do you go about as far as getting advertising and people to come out to the games? And that's my questions to you.
Okay. Well, let's start with the recruiting part. There's a training pool right now of maybe 25 players that are all local in this area. So FPU definitely has 4 or 5 players in the mix. There's a West College, it's a junior college, a little further south, that recruits heavily Brazilian guys. So we have 3 or 4 of their Brazilian players with us, and then we have, you know, just local stars who have played here in Fresno area for their high schools. and the clubs that are still working in the area coming out, and that's kind of our training pool here. Me being from the East Coast, I'm bringing in several players from the ACC to come out here from University of Virginia, South Carolina, from Texas, and try to intermix again to our player pool here to kind of complement what we have here and strengthen it. And the big thing with those guys come in who don't know each other, who haven't really trained the last 2 months together, is chemistry. Right now we have a great team of chemistry. The players all get along really well. The coaching staff gets along great with all the players. We have players are believing in the team first, not individuals right now. So the new guys coming in, for them, they'll have to fit into the system in order to earn a roster spot or get a little playing time. So we're, that you should be in. We had one fly in last night, and for the next 2 weeks we'll have another 6 or 7 players come in. As far as
are they trying out?
No, they're on the roster. I've already.
They're on the roster.
These are players I've recruited to come play here this summer, and like the caller said, people are calling me left and right. They want to be here. I've probably turned down over 200 players that want to.
Already?
Already. For time
They're
I
calling
got here,
you.
They're calling me. I average probably 3 or 4 emails, phone calls a day from players all around the country, all around the world, who want to come play for the Fresno Fuego. They do the research, and we are the best PDL team. Style of play, how we play here, most professional, organized. PDL team we have. The attendance is obviously that's a main attraction. The community really gets behind and supports this team 100%.
Is it the stadium?
No, I think it's the love of soccer. Fuego is, as you know, Fresno is a big soccer community. And if we had a soccer-specific stadium, I think we'd fill it. Right now we play in Chachansey Park, which is huge, great baseball stadium, great facility, but it's not really soccer conducive. We want a stadium that will have the fans closer to the action.
Yeah, it's pretty far away right now. And right now, I don't know if you read in the internet that Madera is contemplating building a soccer-style stadium. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it, though. It takes a lot of money and Madera, I don't know. What do you think? What have you heard about that?
I've heard a lot of stuff about that.
and can you share it with us?
I can share that definitely the Fuego is in talks with Madera County to build a 5,000 seat stadium up there.
Really? And that would be your home?
That would be our home. They'd have 9 fields, so we'd be able to train up there and hold national level tournaments up there. So they're talking, for Madera County to bring in like another river park up in that area with the soccer stadium being part of that picture.
What would it be in Madera? Where?
Somewhere between I heard the 12 and the 99.
Okay, and so when you say the Fuego is involved in that, how is the Fuego involved in that?
Our GM, Jeremy Schultz, and our ownership have gone up, and they've been part of the studies that Madera had hired an individual company to come in, and they've been part of those studies and talks. I have not gone personally to those, but there's a lot of. And
it's a work in progress.
It's a work in progress. Somebody has proposed a site down here in Fresno, in the city itself. I haven't heard anything else if the new mayor or whoever makes the decisions here, if they're contemplating building a stadium, soccer-specific stadium for us down here.
I doubt it.
Yeah,
I doubt it.
But that's kind of the goal.
I could be way off base. I don't know. I mean, there's been so much controversy about Chachansey Park and the financing and taxpayer money. I don't know.
I haven't been here long enough to understand
very
all
contentious
that. Yes.
Issue right now is that baseball stadium, the one that you guys play in, and so whether or not it's going to happen here in the city of Fresno, if I was a betting man, which I'm not, I don't bet, I would bet against it. But so what? Before I go to break here, I just want to say or ask you, and so the possibility of that actually happening, a 5,000 seat stadium that the Fuego would actually be part owner of.
I don't know the answer to that. I know we would be part of the management system in there. We would manage the facility, manage the fields.
But this is a real possibility here.
It's a strong possibility. Our ownership is very adamant about getting a soccer-specific stadium either in downtown Fresno or if this is the next best opportunity in Madera.
Fact of the matter is, I don't know if 5,000 would be big enough to you.
It'd be a starting point. It'd have to be, if it's a stadium that's going to be built, it'd have to be expandable. We're trying to modeling after Sac Republic, our professional team up north.
Yeah.
They started off small and they just built their fan base up, and if you have a 5,000 seat stadium and people know that it's only 5,000 seats instead of 16,000 in the baseball stadium, ticket sales are going to be more dynamic, knowing that you have to buy your tickets in advance, and it'd be hard to get to a game. So it'll be best for the club itself, for the community, and it's always better to play in a smaller venue.
Normal size MLS stadium is how big? Average
25,000.
25,000, and that's what they're building up in Sacramento.
Correct.
Yeah, and they already have that Golden One Arena that's going to open up this coming year. Sacramento Kings will be there. By the way, on October 4th, guess who's playing at that brand new arena in Sacramento? It'll be Paul McCartney, same guy you saw here in Fresno not too long ago, and so that'll be October the 4th. So Sacramento is going to have that brand new arena, a new soccer stadium. Fresno has a great baseball stadium. What about a soccer facility? 436 MeTV, option 11. McHenry Protective Services, our sponsor today on the program.
The following is a list of celebrities you will not see on MeTV programs. Charlie Sheen, Lindsay Lohan, Snooki, Paris Hilton, Perez Hilton, Honey Boo Boo, Justin Bieber, Simon Cowell, Chris Brown, Miley Cyrus, and the Real Housewives of any place. This is who you will see on MeTV programs. Lucy, Ralph, Mary, Perry, Gilligan, Kenneth, Spock, Batman, Rowdy, Festus, and the Beaver. MeTV. Thanks for watching.
So many Valley businesses choose McHenry Protective and Investigative Services. With over 50 years of experience in public safety and security, McHenry's team of experts will safeguard you, your commercial property, and your next big event. Professional service, marked patrol vehicles, 24-hour dispatch, and friendly, observant, and responsive armed and unarmed guards are just a few of the reasons you should contact McHenry at 559-478-7747 or visit them online at mchenryprotection.com.
I think we made really good second half adjustments coming in. We really worked on closing down their midfield and letting them turn and spin on us, and it really paid dividends. We were able to put a lot more pressure on them, win balls a little higher up the field, and really take it down. Yeah, we're moving forward. Definitely in the progress where we want to be. I thought our back line played extremely well tonight. We were a little dodgy the other night. And so we're making progress. Each line is making, little bit adjustments going forward, and we're moving in the right direction.
Cosmos, I got to give it to them. They're a very good team, very, very good team. But I think we held our own, and I think we represented Fresno very well.
All right, so that's Sean Lanigan, the head coach of the Fresno Fuego. Their opening game is this coming Friday against the Burlingame Dragons. And so the Fuego, they've been here, 14 years? It seems unbelievable because we don't hear much about them except when they play. It's not like the Grizzlies. Grizzlies get a lot of publicity. They still can't draw many fans out there, although they average about 6,000 a game. And the thing is, I don't know how that's going to affect anything, and I'm sure the coach doesn't know either. But Chris Cummings was a guest on my program here just, 3-4 weeks ago, and he was talking about actively pursuing to sell the Fresno Grizzlies. We don't know how all this is going to play out if a new ownership comes in. Chris at the time said they were actively negotiating with a potential buyer. How close they are, we don't know at this point. I've got to talk to Chris. He's over in Africa right now. As you know, he wants to move there full time. At least that's what he told me. And so we'll see how all this plays out. If the Grizzlies are sold and they have new ownership, there's a new finance deal, where does the Fresno Fuego fit in? At this point, those are unanswered questions. And so, and the other thing is, okay, you're talking about this Madera Stadium, this soccer stadium. If that would even come to pass, how soon could a stadium be built? All questions that we can't answer right now.
That's correct.
But something to think about.
It's something to seriously think about. If the Grizzlies do get sold, we have no idea what would happen to the Fuego, whether we'd be still invited to stay in Chichanchi or not. But we have to be prepared as a club to find a new home.
Well, we can't answer those questions now. I think we'll have to wait down the road to see. And we have a new mayor coming in.
Correct.
I don't know who it's going to be, and nobody does. Could it be Lee Brand? Could it be Henry Perea? We don't know how they feel about. Maybe they'll want to keep both teams at Chichanchi. How do you make Chichanchi Park more soccer friendly? You can't the stands. You can't move the stands in. So how would you do it?
You can't.
Would you would you have to retrofit it somehow?
I mean, the way the baseball stadium is set up right now, where we play caddy corner in the outfield,
Yeah.
which really puts the distance between the stands and and the players and the game.
And you
if
don't
look
want that.
No, if you look around the world, before MLS used to play in every big NFL stadium, that seats 80, 90,000 fans. That's when first MLS started. That's where everybody played. The fans came through and said, we want to be like more in Europe. Every Europe stadium, is 20, 25,000, 30,000 fans. And, you can almost reach out from the fans and touch the players on the corner kick, on the sideline. Players can jump in, kind of like the Lambeau jump, like Green Bay does, after they score a goal. That's what the fans are demanding in stadiums these days.
But isn't there a college stadium? I'm not talking about Fresno State, but isn't there like a high school stadium, maybe Fresno City College, where they play football there? Wouldn't it be more conducive to play in a stadium like that?
That it all depends on how much it is to rent out, whether you can control, the.
Could you sell alcohol?
Alcohol would be a thing. Concessions, parking, the whole split. If we had our own stadium, we'd obviously be in control of all that ourselves, and that's a big part of the bottom line of the team. So when you have to rent out a facility, how much are you really? I mean, right now we're renting out obviously Chancey Park as well, but how much of that rent really goes into playing in a football stadium?
Even if Fresno decided that, we can build this little soccer stadium here, there would always be a fight, always a debate, a knockdown, drag-out, blow-to-blow situation as to where to put it. Would you put it downtown? Would you put it up north? Would you put it here? Would you put it there? That would be the battle. It would be a battle. I know you're not from here.
I'm not from
but
the area,
believe you me,
yes.
as I'm sitting here living and breathing, that would be the fight. It always has been the fight. It's north versus south. It's north versus downtown. Caller, go ahead. You're on the air.
Sean, let me give you a question here. Let's say, for instance, in Chancey, they sold the park or whatever, and then you guys would be kind of left out. But you know what? The Ratcliffe Stadium would be a good idea to kind of get into that field to have soccer games. That was a big draw, years ago. But you have the seating. And I think you had the parking, and even McLean. But of all the areas, I would say Ratcliffe Stadium would have been a perfect fit for you guys. So that's my own opinion. So what do you think?
Well, I appreciate your opinion, but I'm not from the area, and I have no idea where Ratcliffe Stadium is.
It's the Fresno City College Stadium.
Fresno City College.
That's where they play football.
Okay.
Yeah.
All that stuff is kind of above my pay grade. That's really ownership and Jeremy Schultz, the manager.
Yeah.
Right now, my focus is on training the team and, corporate sponsors and things like that. So I haven't gotten too much involved in the off season. When I had a little more time to get involved with that or, be part of some of those decisions, I'll look into those things. But right now, I can't answer those questions because I have not been privy to any of those meetings and ownership meetings and the meetings that Jeremy and Jordan and some of the owners have gone to with these other, areas to talk about stadiums.
All right, let's get back to some video here. We're going to talk soccer. And so instilling confidence in players, is that something a coach can do, or is that something that the players just automatically instill in themselves?
No, I think coaching staff has a direct influence on instilling confidence. How you treat a player in a training session, how do you talk to them in a locker room, how do you pick them up when they make mistakes, all plays into a player's head. As you know, most professional sports, the mental side is the hardest challenge. Everybody has the same physicality. Everybody has the same skill set pretty much on the team. But when the going gets tough, who has the mental capacity to stay in a game, have a 10-second memory, forget about just what just happened and how to move on, and how to build players, around them who are dwelling on mistakes.
Yeah. And so how about chemistry? Is that something a coach can instill in their players on their team, or is that something that just happens? Because to me, I played sports when I was younger, a lot younger. To me, I think chemistry is something that just happens. You can't pinpoint it. You can't put it in a bottle and sell it. It either happens or it doesn't happen. You either like somebody or you don't like somebody. You either click with somebody or you don't. It's like a friend.
To a degree, I agree with you, but I think the coaches, we can encourage it with the off the field activities. So like you said, either you like somebody, you don't like somebody. In training, everybody's fighting for a roster spot. Everybody's fighting for playing time. So, you might have that competitive edge against a player, but once you get to know them off the field and you talk about their history, their family, what they like to do, and you end up finding we do have common interests, even though we're trying to compete for the same spot, but we do have common interests, and you develop a deeper friendship. And I think that's what builds chemistry.
Yeah, and the other thing is about chemistry is that a lot of teams have talent. Like I'll just mention one team right now that's had so much talent in the last probably 5 years, but they've won squat. You know what team that is?
No.
Los Angeles Dodgers. They've had more talent, the highest payroll in baseball, but they've had zero chemistry because they don't like each other. And they're competing, and they have giant egos.
That's the biggest problem.
That is one classic example of what I'm talking about in terms of chemistry. And so, to you, what does chemistry mean to you?
Guys that are willing to fight on and off the field for each other. When the going gets tough, guys got to be able to pick up the player around them. For us, we do several things outside of training sessions, outside of games. So we have team dinners. Tonight we're doing a whole nutrition session, so it's kind of away from the normal grind, as you say, on the field. So players actually get to know each other and get to laugh and joke. I think that's what builds the chemistry. I think once the players believe in each other on the field and trust each other that if I pass you the ball, I know you're going to pass it back or continue to pass on. That's the trust you need for players to believe in another. The chemistry comes from, I have your back, you have my back, no matter what is going on. I'm going to fight for you, and I believe, we're only as strong as our weakest player, and we want our weakest player, well above, the rest, so we're not weak as a team. And I think once the guys do that, that's really developed outside of normal practice times and, and games.
Hey, how about pointing to a team that really has tremendous chemistry? Maybe they don't have the best talent in the world, but they have tremendous chemistry and maybe the best player in the world. Who do you think that might be? They're winning right now. I'm not going to tell you what sport. I'll give you a little hint, though. Initials start with SC.
No idea.
How about the Golden State Warriors? They have incredible chemistry. They have the best player in the world right now in Stephen Curry, who happens to be hurt. They won last night based on players that are totally not selfish with each other. They trust each other. Is that what you're talking about?
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
And have you seen them play?
I've seen them a couple times play. Yes.
Yeah, and you know what type of chemistry I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah. That's chemistry that you cannot buy.
You can't buy, and you can encourage, but again, players have to embrace it themselves. It's something that I can't demand of the players. They have to build over time. It's that trust, and it's that like you said, the unselfishness to move the ball, as they don't care who scores a point as long as the point's being scored.
Yeah, as long as that basket goes in,
that's what
doesn't matter.
That doesn't matter who. They're not. They don't want to see their name on there. They want to see their team name in the win column.
Right.
That's the difference.
Right. All right. More with Sean Lanigan here, the head coach of the Fresno Fuego. Their Burlingame Dragons are going to take on the Fuego on Friday night at 7:30 at Chachansey Park. Tickets still available, and they've already sold, well, almost 8,000, so plenty of tickets left. Go out there and watch the Fuego and support them. They play 7 home games this year. McHenry Protective Services is our sponsor today on the program.
It's no wonder why the city of Fresno and so many Valley businesses choose McHenry Protective and Investigative Services. With over 50 years of experience in public safety and security, McHenry's team of experts will safeguard you, your commercial property, and your next big event. Professional service, marked patrol vehicles, 24-hour dispatch, and friendly, observant, and responsive armed and unarmed guards are just a few of the reasons you should contact McHenry at 559-478-7747 or visit them online at mchenryprotection.com.
The following is another list of things you will not hear on MeTV programs. Man cave, baby bump, whatevs. Double half-calf mochaccino, faux hog, redonkulous, totes adorbs, hella, holla, YOLO, cray-cray. And MeTV is still Kardashian-free. This is what you will hear on MeTV programs.
Welcome, Denham. The Twilight Zone. About Bulls.
I object, Your Honor.
Mr. Grant.
I hear you right. You heard me right.
MeTV. Thanks for listening.
Back here on the program on Connect with Me, Friday night is the night, and so you have a bunch of players, and you got one player in here today. We'll introduce him in just a couple of minutes here, but the fact that people don't know who these players are, many are from, not many, but one or two might be from overseas, from the East Coast, from here, there. There's no fan-player identification. Does that matter in this case?
I think we do have fan identification. We have
you do?
2 players here that have played in the MLS. Milton Blanco.
That's right.
I mean, I've been out with him several times, and he can't go 20 feet without somebody saying hello to him.
Who's the other guy, Horde?
No, it's Gaston Ciccanelli.
Okay.
He also played in MLS.
All right. And he's well known.
He's well known throughout Fresno. He's been
All right,
playing.
you get beyond these 2 guys, though, then what happens?
Then you have Tony Torres is making a name for himself. He is from Selma.
Okay.
He's new to the Fuego. Renato leaving this year to go professionally. Opened a door for Tony Torres. This is a local fan, a local guy, but fans will get to know him. He's done quite well in training, and I hope he'll be able to translate everything he's done in training into the games.
So to the soccer fan, they know who Blanco is.
They know who Blanco. They should know who Tato is around here. The rest of them, they're going to have to get to know. They have to come to these games. We have all the players sign autographs right after the games. We're going to do on our website, we're going to do profiles where you have a 2 or 3 minute video segment put on our website. You can actually get to know the players off the field. You can get a lot about their background. So things that we're doing as a marketing team, we want our fans to know our players and come out and support them.
Yeah, and the other thing is 4 of 7 home games going to be played in May, followed by 2 in June, 1 in July. And here's the telephone number you can call, 320-8497 for tickets, or just go by Chancey Park. Roll the videotape on the golf tournament, because you have a golf tournament coming up. It's just a full screen coming up on May 26th. Talk about that just for a minute or two.
It's the first annual Fuego Freeze golf tournament. It's just a fundraiser for the team. Right now we're funded solely by the sponsorships that Jeremy Schultz and myself get out, ticket sales.
And that's it, and ticket sales.
So
that's where all the money comes from.
That's correct. So all the money comes from too.
And how many sponsors do you have now?
I don't know the exact number, but probably close in the range of 15 or so.
15 sponsors plus the ticket sales.
And, you think about bankrolling out right now. Jordan is a part-time employee. I'm a full-time employee now. Obviously, Jeremy.
You're talking about Jordan Wiebe.
Jordan Wiebe,
he's a part-time employee with public. He's in the.
He's
public
a marketing
relations.
director for us. So he's come on just last fall. But you have his salary. You have obviously my salary and benefits. You have Jeremy Schultz, who's been here since 2008, I think. He's been the backbone of the Fresno Fuego, and you got to pay for his salary. And there's all kind of costs with the league. Your jerseys, there's
cost involved.
A lot of costs involved to have this team run and function. And you talk about, a stadium over there. You're talking about, there's some big costs that the ownerships want to invest in as well.
Yeah.
It takes a substantial amount of money to run this club successfully.
All right, quickly before we let you go, this is kind of a resurrection for your career because you went through some tough times there on the East Coast, and so do you feel like you're out here with a fresh start?
Yeah, this is a great start for me. To get out of Northern Virginia, 10, 12 years ago, I really wanted to get into professional ranks, and it took some time away to be with the family, and now I feel like it's a great start for me. Right time in my life to pursue those dreams. I think Fresno Fuego is the right opportunity for me to pursue that.
Yeah. Okay, Coach, good luck to you. We're going to bring one of the players in, take a break here, and then we'll see you during the course of the season. You're going to come back again, I'm sure.
I'll be back anytime you want me, John.
Okay. All right, I appreciate it. Sean Lanigan, the head coach of the Fresno Fuego. They open up their season Friday night against the Burlingame team. It's the Dragons, and so it should be a good game. Go out there and support local soccer. And I have to admit, I'm not a soccer guy. No, I'm a baseball, football, basketball guy. But you know what? It's a local team, and we should go out there and support the Fresno Fuego. You know, they're struggling financially. They could play in a new stadium at some point. So go out there and have a good time. You can call 320-8497 for tickets and information. Back after this from McHenry Protective Services.
Revan is now on KVHF channel 4.4.
After God created the world, he made man and woman. Then, to keep the whole thing from collapsing, he invented humor.
Sub, a perfect reason to rejoice. A distinctly positioned channel in the crowded Hindi general entertainment channel space. It is India's only family comedy entertainment channel with a core brand promise of असली मजा सबके साथ आता है.
देख रहा हूँ.
Which means celebrate the joy of being together. Taking humor as a universal language, the shows on Sub are light-hearted and make up for an enjoyable family viewing experience. Indeed.
असली मजाक सबके साथ आता है.
अब तो सबको पता है यार.
Zob TV is now on digital channel 31.8.
Back here on the program, Friday night, Fresno Fuego. Alvaro Nogales is here, and you're a player with the Fresno Fuego, and congratulations, your second year on the team. You've been in Fresno for how long now?
This is my 5th year now.
Your 5th year now. Where did you play before?
Well, I've been a part of the Fresno Pacific Sunbird soccer team for the 4 years, and now I'm done with them, so now I'm trying to keep playing.
Yeah, how old are you?
I'm 24 right now.
Okay, so what do you think about all the notion here about, we've been talking with your coach here, Sean Lanigan. We're talking about obviously confidence and chemistry and all that with the players. You're playing with a group of new players, so to speak, maybe some players that you've never met before. How do you build that confidence as a player? Explain.
Well, I think that, when we talk about chemistry, it's very important. And then we've been training hard for the past couple of months after the professional teams that came to play us. And, training hard, getting to know each other. I think that's key for us.
Yeah, and the confidence, how do you get the confidence?
Well, the confidence is, playing time. You have to play, you have to train hard. And then once you train hard, then you're ready.
You know you're ready if you train hard.
Yes.
But you also have to get the playing time to know that you can actually do it during a game.
Yeah, of course.
So how much playing time do you expect to get this year?
Well, I expect to play a lot. I think that
starter?
I think that if I play well and if I do my thing, what I'm supposed to do, I think I should be a good player to contribute to the team.
Yeah, and your goals, your aspirations are beyond Fresno. You'd like to go higher, right?
Yeah, I would like to go professional, of course. I think that's the dream of every soccer player.
Yeah, obviously. And so what do you think about the Fresno area being a soccer town, a soccer venue? What do you think about that plus playing at Chancey Park?
Well, I think that the Fresno area, the Valley has a huge soccer community that we are still finding out about. So I think that if we invest in this community, the outcome in the end will be very, very good.
Yeah, the fact is, Fresno Fuegos, they've been here 14 years. 10 of those years they played at Chukchansi Park. So what is it about Chukchansi Park that you like or dislike? Or what is it about the park that is okay for now? Do you like playing there? I know it's a baseball stadium. It's not a soccer stadium. So how do you like it?
I love it. I love Chukchansi Park and what brings to the Fuego. I think now that we've been playing, I mean, the Fuego have been playing over there for a long time. I think it's become a part of it, a part of us. So I think it's amazing, and the feeling that you play in a big stadium with, when a lot of people come, that's great. That's amazing for us players.
Yeah, one of the disadvantages of playing at Chukchansi Park, of course, is the fact that the stands are so far away from the field and the players. As a player, and you're down there and you're playing, can you hear the crowd?
Yeah, of course, you can hear them. I mean, it's not as, when you play with no track and field, surrounding the field, or when you play at a baseball field like Chukchansi Park, but you still can feel them for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Still good.
You can still hear the fans. You can still feel the connection between the player and the fan.
Yeah, of course, especially with the fire squad.
Oh yeah, the fire squad.
So I mean, these guys do an amazing job with us. They cheer us all game long, 90 minutes, 120 minutes if necessary.
Explain what the fire squad is.
Well, the fire squad is the squad that supports the Fuego the most.
We're looking at a picture of them right now.
Yeah, so these guys are amazing. They are part of the Fuego. They love us. They love the Fuego and the community, especially Fresno. They love Fresno.
Yeah, it's kind of like going to a Raider game, if I want to compare the two, and you're going down into the black hole, right? All those fans dressed up like the Raiders. It's kind of the same thing. Do they have a special section where they sit in? Can you see them during the game?
Oh yeah, they have their own section. Last year was on the other side of the field, a little bit far from us, but we still go there and celebrate goals because they just love us and we love them. So connection is very good.
How many of these fans are involved in this fire squad?
I'm not sure about numbers or anything, but it's getting bigger and bigger, and more people is signing up for it. I'm actually a member of the fire squad as well. I think that supporting our local team here, it's very important.
It is.
So I think that I should be a part of it as well.
All right, we're going to take a break here. McHenry Protective Services is our sponsor on the program today. 436 MeTV option 11. We're talking with Alvaro Nogales. He is one of the players for the Fresno Fuego. They take on the Burlingame Dragons this coming Friday night at Chukchansi Park. 7:30 is the first kick, and we're back with our program in a moment.
It's no wonder why the city of Fresno and so many Valley businesses choose McHenry Protective and Investigative Services. With over 50 years of experience in public safety and security, McHenry's team of experts will safeguard you, your commercial property, and your next big event. Professional service, marked patrol vehicles, 24-hour dispatch, and friendly, observant, and responsive armed and unarmed guards are just a few of the reasons you should contact McHenry at 559-478-7747 or visit them online at mchenryprotection.com.
Want to create something extraordinary? Create perfection. Our lifestyle appliances make it easy. KitchenAid, Ventura TV appliance, and you, when only the best will do.
We're back here on the program, and so it's hard to believe that so many people around the world do play soccer. 250 million players actually are involved in the game around the world. Here is a picture. Where are you in this picture here with the fire squad? Are you in this picture here?
No, I'm
You're
not.
You're not in this picture here. I thought you said you had a photo of him with the fire squad. Oh, well then I misunderstood that.
This is the team behind the fire squad.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I wasn't clear on that, though. Okay, this is part of the fire squad. But let me get back to you just for a second here, and we'll talk about the fire squad in a moment here. So 250 million players around the world. You are from?
Spain.
Spain.
Yeah.
And how long have you been in this country?
For 5 years.
For 5 years, and been in Fresno for 5 years. So you
Yes.
came directly from. And what brought you here?
Well, I was back home studying and playing soccer, but it doesn't really work out if you want to study and as well, at the same time as you want to play soccer. You have to pretty much dedicate yourself to one or the other. And here you have the opportunity to come and go to a university where they give you scholarships, and that's why I came here. I wanted to keep playing as well as keep continuing with my studies.
So you got a scholarship where?
Fresno Pacific.
Okay, so you came here 5 years ago for that, and so why is it? You've been here long enough to answer this question. Now you've been here 5 years. Why is it that soccer is so much popular around the world than it is here in this country? What's your opinion about that?
Well, I'm not really sure because I guess I haven't been here long enough to really embrace the football and baseball fan base that they have here because they follow it a lot. And back home in Europe, you don't really have football or baseball, so you just have soccer and then the other sports as well. But I don't really know the reason why here is not as big as over there.
Yeah, there's 200 nations around the world that obviously take part in soccer. It's a huge sport, #1 sport around the world. But what part of Spain are you from?
I'm from the south. It's called Fuengirola, Malaga.
Close to what big city?
It's Malaga.
Okay.
Malaga is a big city. Marbella, I guess, is very well known.
Southern
as well.
part, yeah.
Yeah.
Southern part of Spain. And so when you're there, do you hear anything about what goes on in the United States?
Oh, yeah, of course.
You hear about baseball and football?
Yeah, but, you have to think about the times that, baseball and football, and, the time difference is very, very huge. For my family,
Right.
I'm like 9 hours behind. So over
So
there.
some people in Spain, do they follow pro football here, the NFL?
Well, you can watch the Super Bowl, but what
That's
I'm saying.
about it, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. Baseball, not that much, I guess. But you have to think about games are like 4 a.m. in the morning. So.
Right, because of the time difference, obviously.
Yeah. So you either have to stay up or wake up in the morning very early.
or record it.
Or
one of the
record
two.
it, yeah,
Yeah,
but
one of the two. So it's not that big. You may watch the Super Bowl. How about the World Series? You watch the World Series over there?
I've never watched the World Series. Maybe a game or two. I know they put it on TV, but I didn't really follow it.
Yeah, it's amazing. All right, some of the players that you'll be playing with, like Blanco. You know Blanco.
Yes.
All right, so how is he going to complement the team this year? Obviously, he's one of the big stars of the team. People know him. How is he going to complement the rest of the team?
Well, I think that he's been playing at a very, very, very high level for the past I don't know how many years. So his experience is gonna bring in a lot, as well as his quality because he's a great player. He can do pretty much everything on the field. But his leadership as well, he pushes, until the end. He wants our 100% every single time. And so, that's key. He knows how to do that.
Yeah. And how are you going to fit in?
Well, I'm just going to bring whatever I have. I think.
Best part of your game is what?
Well, I would say my left foot. I'm lefty, so I think that I have a good left foot. I think I can score.
You didn't say left hook. You said left foot.
Foot, yeah. Not left hook.
I'm teasing. I'm just joking.
Okay.
I'm joking. Your left foot. That's the strongest part of your game.
I think so.
Yeah. Well, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Friday night is the home opener. Of course, Fresno Fuego. They play 7 games, 4 games in May. This coming Friday, the game starts at 7:30 at Chancey Park. Good luck to you the rest of the season here, and good luck in the home opener.
Thank you, sir.
All right. We're back tomorrow with another edition with Connect with Me on MeTV Fresno. By the way, many of you are trying to get a hold of me by my cell phone. I just want to point out right now, this cell phone is dead. I have to go get a new cell phone. It's dead. It died. So many of you people that wanting to come on the program, that are trying to call me, come on the program as guests, I'll try to get a new phone maybe sometime today or tomorrow. Back tomorrow with Henry Perea. Have a good day.
It's no wonder why the city of Fresno and so many Valley businesses choose McHenry Protective and Investigative Services. With over 50 years of experience in public safety and security, McHenry's team of experts will safeguard you, your commercial property, and your next big event. Professional service, marked patrol vehicles, 24-hour dispatch, and friendly, observant, and responsive armed and unarmed guards are just a few of the reasons you